Okay, this is Ringwalk Media in association with Well Ice Therapy, Steel Hub Management, JB Promotions, and of course our favourite Hype Energy drinks.
Not bad, are they? I remember when you actually showed me this drink, you were like, you got to try this stuff. I tried this stuff and my life changed. And here we are now. Believe the hype.
The shameless plug in is a shameless sponsorship of Queensberry and Dev. It's great to see you, mate. It's very good to see you.
And you. Big show coming up Saturday night. Can't wait for it. You know, I can't wait to see if Hamza is the real deal or not. Liam Williams should be, if Hamza comes through, the perfect kind of opponent. But as he said up there, you guys have picked the wrong guy. I've been watching his training videos on Instagram. He looks like a machine. I've had to check the date on them, like make sure, is this just from 4 years ago? No, it's from now. So Hamza could have a real problem on his hands on Saturday.
Well, so we've been out to LA to see Hamza and see his training regime, and it's pretty grueling, to be fair, but it is a different world out there. One thing he mentioned in the press conference is that mentally he's probably in the best place to fight Liam at this time. Do you think that's going to have a massive effect on this fight, the mental side, the mental preparation?
Look, he's always very cool and calm. I saw an interview as well where he's talking about how he's embraced his religion more than ever. That's good. It feels like a fighter at peace with who he is, and he's a humble, peaceful guy. He knuckles down. Not every fighter can just take themselves away from their home comforts, go over to LA and kind of completely start afresh over there. He's done it, and he's done it without taking a loss. Normally it takes a loss. Look at Amir Khan. He was in the UK, took a loss, went over to LA. Hamza's done it before any of that has potentially happened. And look, it might never happen. It tells you a lot about him and about his character and where he is in his head. So yeah, he seems in a good place.
Like you mentioned, Liam Williams is looking like he's 5 years ago. You know, he's got that spiteful sort of hit back. He's got his speed back. You know, he's been in with some big names as well. This is probably a lot closer than maybe people would have it.
That's what I'm saying. Look, he's 31, right? He's not some washed up old man. I can't believe he's only 31, and it's not like, oh, but he's been knocked out so many times. He hasn't. Actually, in fact, he's only ever been stopped once on a cut. People are reading a lot into this fight with Eubank, where he seemed to go over quite easily, but I think he had a few problems going into that. There's interviews out there where he talks about it. I'm not going to mention it, but I think he had a few problems heading into that. So if that is the case, then maybe it is a bridge too far for Hamza. We'll find out on Saturday.
We will indeed. Now listen, it's a great undercard on this show, and not all of them were here today. One in particular we're looking forward to seeing, who was on after the bell last time, is our friend Alois the Animal. He's a brilliant prospect, up and coming, and you know he's got that explosive power. I'm looking forward to that fight.
He certainly has. He reminds me a little bit of a young Anthony Yard, actually. The way he's sort of stalking his opponents, walking around the ring. He's got that natural athleticism. He's a real thinker as well. I've seen plenty of interviews where he talks about how he plays a lot of chess. He thinks he's the best chess player in the Queensberry stable. I'll happily take you on, Alois. I don't know if I count, but I'd smash him to bits if it come down to it. But I know he reads a lot. I know he watches a lot of kind of reads up about old leaders and old warriors, so he's a real thinker, and he's a very violent man when that first bell rings. He's unbelievable. I think the other thing is massive set of balls to take on that fight at like 24 hours notice against a Polish guy who was ruining everyone, unbeaten. To take on that at 24 hours notice for your pro debut tells you a lot about the character. He's a guy who don't care, and he just comes to fight, and I love him.
I'm liking all the young fighters that are coming through on Queensberry recently. There's a lot of real good talent sort of on the shows, and sometimes we don't see them in the main press conferences, but I think going forwards this year it's going to be a really good stable of fighters that perhaps are going to break through on some of these shows.
I think so as well. Look, there's a lot of fighters. You think about the main fights, there's unbeaten records on the line there. Sam Noakes has got his unbeaten record on the line. Masood Abdullah's got his unbeaten record on the line. Hamza, of course, in the main event. But yeah, then plenty of talent coming through as well. Tommy Fletcher, all guys like this, all putting it on the line, all developing, and should have big 2024s.
I know you're short on time, so I'm going to shut up in a minute, but one more question. What is your prediction for the main fight?
I just can't do it.
Go! Come on, I'll get you to do it one day.
My whole outlook on this sort of stuff has changed. If I come out and outright say I think X is going to chin Y, I then have to see Y. And Y would say to me, why have you said that? And I just can't be getting into that nonsense. So
I just want to get you in trouble, really.
yeah, I know. My prediction is a wonderful draw.
Well, listen, as always, great to see you. Glad that the hype regime is going on, and nice to introduce you to it. And as always, mate, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. See you Saturday.
Thank you, mate. See you then.